Picture this moment. You're lying in bed at 3 a.m., heart hammering against your ribs, mind spinning stories about tomorrow's disasters. Everyone else sleeps peacefully, but you're trapped in an invisible storm. Here's what nobody tells you about that storm. It might be the most honest thing happening in your life right now. What if I told you that your sleepless nights aren't signs of brokenness? What if that tightness in your chest carries a message more important than any diagnosis? What if your anxiety isn't your enemy, but your wisest teacher? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will completely flip your understanding of that racing heart. And by the end of this video, you'll never see your inner turmoil the same way again. See, we've been sold a lie about human distress. Society whispers that discomfort means dysfunction, that unease equals illness, that racing thoughts need immediate silencing. But what if the opposite were true? What if your restless mind is actually the sanest response to an insane world? What if that knot in your stomach knows something your logical brain refuses to admit? Today we're going deeper than breathing exercises and positive thinking. We're going to the root, the place where ancient wisdom meets modern science, where your body's intelligence collides with your soul's deepest knowing. Think about our ancestors for a moment. They felt their hearts race when genuine danger approached. A predator in the darkness, a storm threatening shelter. Their bodies mobilized, hearts pounded, muscles tensed. And when safety returned, the system reset. But you're running that same emergency program 24/7. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a text message, between real threat and imagined catastrophe. Your ancient brain screams danger at job interviews, at social gatherings, at the mere thought of uncertainty, at life itself. This isn't your fault. You're carrying Stone Age wiring in a digital age world. Your anxiety isn't evidence of weakness. It's evidence that you're exquisitely sensitive to a world that's forgotten how to be still. But here's where it gets interesting. That restlessness you feel, it's not random, it's intelligent. Your anxiety rises when you're living someone else's script, when you're wearing masks that don't fit your face, when you're saying yes to things that make your soul say no. It's your inner compass spinning wildly, trying to point you toward true north, toward authenticity, toward the life you're actually meant to live. Most people silence this compass with distractions, Netflix binges, endless scrolling, productivity addiction, anything to avoid the uncomfortable truth that anxiety whispers, something needs to change. But what if you stopped running from that whisper? What if you leaned in and listened? The ancient philosophers understood something we've forgotten, that trying to control life is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you grip, the more it slips away. You suffer not because life is uncertain. You suffer because you're fighting the uncertainty, demanding guarantees from a universe that offers none, seeking permanent security in a world built on constant change. Your anxiety spikes when you try to predict every outcome, control every variable, prevent every possible pain. But here's the cruel irony. The more you try to secure your future, the more anxious you become. Because deep down you know the truth. No amount of planning can prevent loss. No amount of control can stop change. No amount of worrying can guarantee safety. So your body rebels. Your nervous system stages a coup. Racing heart, shallow breathing, churning stomach, sleepless nights. This isn't malfunction. This is your body's way of saying, we can't keep living like this. We can't keep pretending we're in control. We need to find another way. And there is another way. But it requires courage. The courage to stop fighting what you feel. The courage to be present with discomfort. The courage to trust that your anxiety might know something you don't. Here's what changes everything. Instead of asking, how do I stop feeling anxious? Start asking, what is my anxiety trying to tell me? Instead of numbing the sensation, breathe into it. Feel it fully. Let it move through you like weather through an open sky. This isn't about positive thinking or forced gratitude. This is about radical acceptance. Accepting that you're human, that uncertainty is the only certainty, that your sensitivity isn't a curse but a gift. When you stop fighting your anxiety, something miraculous happens. It stops fighting you. The resistance dissolves. And in that space, you discover something profound. You're bigger than your feelings. You're the sky, not the storm. Your anxiety isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to wake you up, to call you back to the only moment that actually exists. Right now. This breath, this heartbeat, this exact instant where life is actually happening. While your mind races toward imaginary futures, your body knows only now. Your breath knows only now. Your heartbeat knows only now. And in this now, you're safe. You're alive. You're whole. The transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens one breath at a time, one moment of presence at a time, one choice to listen instead of silence at a time. Your anxiety will still visit, but instead of an enemy breaking down your door, it becomes a messenger at your threshold, bringing news from the depths of your being, reminding you when you've drifted from your truth. This is the hidden gift inside your racing heart, the invitation to come home to yourself, to stop performing and start being, to trade the exhausting pursuit of control for the liberating embrace of presence. So the next time anxiety knocks on your door, don't slam it shut. Don't pretend you're not home. Open the door. Look it in the eye. Ask, what do you need me to know? Because buried in that uncomfortable sensation is the seed of your awakening, the beginning of your journey back to wholeness, the first step toward living as who you really are, not who you think you should be. Your anxiety isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. It's your guide. It's the part of you that refuses to settle for a life half lived. And once you understand this, everything changes. Not because the anxiety disappears, but because you transform your relationship with it. You stop being its victim and become its student. The racing heart becomes a reminder to slow down. The worried mind becomes an invitation to presence. The restless spirit becomes a call to authentic living. This is your invitation, not to fix yourself, but to listen to yourself, not to silence your anxiety, but to hear its wisdom. Because sometimes the very thing we're trying to escape is the exact thing we need to embrace to find our way home. If this resonates with something deep inside you, if you're ready to stop fighting and start listening, let me know in the comments. Share what your anxiety might be trying to tell you. Your words could be the permission someone else needs to stop seeing their sensitivity as a flaw and start seeing it as a gift. And if you're ready to dive deeper into this journey, to explore what it means to live with presence instead of pretense, subscribe to this channel, because this conversation is just the beginning. The next video could be the key that unlocks the door you've been afraid to open, the door to your authentic self, the door to a life lived from the inside out. I'll see you there. In the space between the noise and the silence, in the pause between the question and the answer, in the breath between anxiety and awareness, that's where the real transformation begins.